What's happening, people? Dan Lawless here, West Ham Fan TV, back with another transfer video. It has been a while since I've done one of these because there ain't really been much to talk about. That is until now. That's right, because it looks like we are about to sign a player. That's right, you're not hearing things. I actually said we look to be about to sign a player. I cannot believe it. So we're going to get into that. This video is going to put me in a tricky situation, because it's like a lose-lose situation, because if I come out and I'm positive about this signing, then I appear fickle and, with the criticism of the board and all of that. If I come out and I'm not completely positive, then I'm criticised for being too negative and, it's a lose-lose situation. So I'm just going to give my honest opinion and, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But this looks like it could be actually a decent signing for West Ham. So it's Tomas. I'm going to possibly butcher this name. Let me know if you know in the comments below. Tomas Soucek, the 24-year-old captain midfielder from Slavia Prague. Currently plays in the Czech Republic League. So the centre midfielder, which is exactly what we've been needing for years. For like 3 years. This is the position that we've been needing. And I can't say that I've actually heard of this bloke. I can't say I've seen him play. I'm not going to lie. Some people will. However, I have seen, I think Slavia Prague play. I think I saw him play in the Europa League against Chelsea. I've seen some of their games, in the Champions League and things like that. So, but I'm not an expert, so I'm not trying to say, let's just look at it. But on paper, he seems to be a decent player. So 24 years old, 6'4", absolute towering unit of a midfielder. I mean, for me, it's going to be interesting to see in terms of, the legs has he got the pace, has he got energy. I'm hearing that he has, but until you really see him play and you really look at him, you don't know. Could it just be another random signing? But yeah, I mean, he's a goal scorer as well. So there's reported 12 goals in 26 games this season, including the Champions League. Now, that for me is the key with this player, because you look at players and we sign them from these lesser leagues, less competitive leagues. I don't know how you want to try and put a polite way of saying it, but we sign players from these sorts of leagues, and it's a big step up to the Premier League. The fact that he's played Champions League football and he's played against teams like, I think, Barcelona, he's played against Inter Milan and Dortmund, which he's scored against Inter Milan and Dortmund, what I've seen. So that's a very good sign. The fact that he has played against some of the best teams. He's also played against England, where he was part of the side that beat England in the European qualifiers. So it's not like he's just used to playing against, Mickey Mouse defenders and all of that sort of thing. He's played against some of the best players in the world. So that is very positive. A lot of people consider him to be the Czech Republic's best player. So that's another positive sign, to be honest. So it has the makings of a good transfer. It's all about 20 million euros. Which is about £16.8 million, which is like they're spending money. There was rumours about it being a loan deal with an obligation to buy if we stayed up, but apparently it's a €20 million transfer, and subject to a medical and contract negotiations. Very, very interesting. This could be the player that we need to slot into alongside Declan Rice. And if he can be the sort of player that can get forward, the fact that he scored so many goals, I think he had a good goal scoring record last season as well. The fact that he scored so many goals tells you he's a player that likes to get forward. So with Declan Rice, obviously he was a centre-back and very good defensively. If Declan Rice can shore things up and protect the back four, and we can have Soucek bombing forward and, making some shots and scoring goals and maybe creating some opportunities for other players and being able to do the defensive work as well when needed, that is exactly what we need in the middle. If we can have someone there and you're not seeing midfielders just glide through our midfield, that is a positive. Now, does it completely undo and everything that we've been talking about? Not at all. Not at all. You know, we've made these signings in the past that are good on paper, and that's, you know, not the sole issue, is it? It's not just about signings. I mean, the fact that it's taken this long to make any signing when we know all the positions we need. I mean, the right back position is still a position we massively need to address, and we've only got a couple of days. We might be signing a decent player here, so I don't want to turn it into a rant on the ball. But we got to be real. You know, if we're talking about signings, so we desperately need a right back, and we do need a striker. So will we get those in time? Apparently, according to David Moyes, that we could be making some signings on deadline day, but that's risky business. That is very risky business. This is going to be a real tough battle to stay in this league. And one promising central midfielder, I don't think would be enough to do that. It's definitely improve our team. Look, whatever happens, this bloke has to be better than Carlos Sanchez. Has to be better than Carlos Sanchez. He can't. If he's worse than Carlos Sanchez, and I don't know what to say, but Carlos Sanchez is not getting into Slavia Prague's side, and he's not playing no Champions League games. So I think it's a safe bet. But of course, this guy hasn't played Premier League football, so maybe it's a different beast. But again, the reasons I said before, he's played against players that would easily get into the Premier League sides. The question is, you know, can he adapt straight away? Can he just slot straight in? We need him to be good enough to start right away. We can't have him having that time to adapt and that time to get used to things. We need him to slot straight in. Mark Noble came out and rightly said, look, they can't be relying on me. I'm 33 years old. They should not be relying on me to come and help them win games, which is what we had to do when we had to bring him off the bench. So, yeah, promising signing. That can't be it, though. That can't be all we need to sign. And again, that's still doesn't address the problems. It's not like they've signed a player now and we're all going to forget about everything, which is what I'm sure they was hoping that they would sign someone and that's it. We'd all just go, brilliant. They're addressing things. The fact that we're even in this position is a testament to their incompetence. So my mind's not going to be changed by one sign yet. I'm going to be pleased and happy that we're making what could be a decent sign, and we don't know. Like, we've had plenty of signings that look to be good signings on paper, but when you look, the background research and all of these things has not been done by the football people or David Sullivan, whoever. We haven't got the personnel in place to say, right, this person is going to really play well against this person. They're going to really fit this system, and they're going to be able to link up with this. And it just like, that person plays in this position. They're available. Let's just sign that. It's just very, let's sign this bloke, let's sign that bloke. Just random signings with no real philosophy. However, like I said, this bloke can only be a positive, in my opinion. There's no way he can be worse than Carlos Sanchez. Could he be one of the best centre midfielders in the league? We don't know that. Could he be the player that can just drag us through games? We don't know. All we do know, and I would bet money on it, is that he is better than Carlos Sanchez. And that is a positive. And the fact that we've signed someone, that is a positive, but it does not detract from the shambles that they have left us in. That's all I'm going to say, right? There are positives, but it doesn't completely wipe away the negatives. So let me know what you guys think. Did I pronounce the name right? Do you think he's a good player and what we need? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We're going to be back for the Liverpool game. Fan cams will be back. We had an absolute disaster with the audio. It's just a nightmare. So we're going to start. I don't want to get too much into the ins and outs of technical things, but we're going to have backups and things like that to make sure that never happens again, because it is, honestly, it's soul destroying for me. So I really apologise to all of you people, not just the people that you know, came on the fan cams, but the people that wanted to watch the fan cams. So we'll make sure after the Liverpool game, win, lose or draw, there will be the fan cams, and those fans will get their say, and you guys will have some stuff to watch after the game. So thank you guys so much for watching. We're nearly at 50k, so do subscribe. And one thing left to say, come on you eye.